Good day, everybody. We're back with another video about the Wheel of Time. This time we're going to talk about
The Lord of Chaos.
the Lord of Chaos. Yep. And it's by Robert Jordan. It is the sixth book, right?
Yeah.
Sixth book of the Wheel of Time, and I think it's the largest. It's very thick.
It's very broken.
Yeah. It's one of the larger ones.
I mean, book 4, when I saw that, I was like, I could smash someone's head into that.
Yeah. Book 4 is very large too. I'm gonna cough. Okay,
We
so
don't have COVID, we promise.
yes, we don't have COVID. I got something in my throat.
We had COVID once.
Yeah, we have it, and we recovered.
It was very, very... Let's
weird.
not talk about this, because it wasn't that bad. But anyways,
Yes, it wasn't
talking
that bad.
about...
Talking about Lord of Chaos, and there's a lot that goes on in this book. Would you say?
I'm surprised I scored 100 on my air test with all this stuff that goes on in this book.
Right. So he has to read books, and he has to take tests at school,
Yeah,
and
it's
about what he
sad.
read. And
It's sad.
So you got a perfect score in this one?
Yeah, I did. I got 65 points from it. And if you don't know what an AR test is, you don't want to know what an AR test is. But if you do, Wheel of Time is good books for it, because I reached all my goals with this one book. So I'm just like, yeah.
There you go. For those who have to take those tests. All right. So there's a lot going on. I don't even know where really to begin.
Begin at the beginning.
At the beginning. Right. So we have Rand, and you have his relationship with the Aes Sedai. But that's more like in the middle of the book.
There will be spoilers in this video.
Yes. So
If you don't like spoilers, click off the video
right.
and come back to it after you've read it or something. I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't care what you do. Okay, I kind of do, but still,
Right.
do whatever you want.
So this is what do you think? Is this one of the better books in the first 6?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good. Starts off a little slow.
Not really.
So yeah, so there's a
I
lot
mean,
going
it
on
does, but
with like Elaine and Nynaeve. They're in the they're in
Saladar.
Saladar, right? And then they're being really mistreated, I guess, sort of.
I mean, their point of view. I mean, like,
From their point of view.
I don't exactly like Aes Sedai that much, anyways, because they're really full of themselves, and they don't. And like, it's like we know everything, and then it's like you forgot. Like, literally, the Forsaken are just like, you guys are so undertrained.
Yeah, you guys.
You guys don't even know half of what you
Yeah.
could do, and it's just like if they did, they'd probably be as strong as the Forsaken. Like,
Right, compared to their knowledge, the Aes Sedai's knowledge compared to the Forsaken.
and even the
I like
Aiel
that.
for that. Like, the Aiel may not be like super. Like, the Aiel have noble, like
Intentions.
no, not that.
Noble.
I mean, they do have that too, but it's like no, they have like they're know-it-alls, but with a good backup, because they actually do know a lot of things. So like about Teleron Ried or the World of Dreams, they know a lot about that. So they're not really full of themselves either. They're just like
Oh, they're full of themselves.
they're not as bad as the Aes Sedai though. Definitely not as bad as the Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
Because when they're full of themselves, it's more like we know that they're like we know we're the most important in the tribe. That's about it. Like in our set, we're the most important. So that's kind of how they're full of themselves, because they're just like, we know what we are. It's kind of like that. And also, Aes Sedai seem to think that they know absolutely everything about everything, even in the World of Dreams. So like the meetings go terribly because they're always trying like, hey, we know exactly what this is,
Right.
And it's like the Aiel are just like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Aes Sedai, they pretend like they know everything,
And they get
especially
screwed.
when it's in the will. Yeah, because they're from the tower, they feel like they're superior to the other.
Yeah, they think.
User, the other, what would you call it? Sardar users, the other magical user people. Sidar users.
Oh my gosh, that is a sardine.
Yeah.
We're getting some sardines. Let's go.
I always mispronounce it.
We're gonna throw sardines at you.
I couldn't remember a sardine.
Beware the
Sardar
one
is-
power of the sardines.
Yeah. Make sure you eat them raw or something. But yeah, they're always like think they're superior to the other ones,
always,
that they know more.
They're always like
down credit everybody else.
Yeah, they're always like, we deserve more respect, and it's just like, child, go back.
Which makes you wonder, like, the world right now is pretty much in chaos. It's probably because of the Aes Sedai's fault, trying to make everybody puppets to them.
Because like it's like if you try for all those people who like to play with puppets, I know like literally nothing of how to use a puppet, but I do know some things about puppets, such as you don't want to use too many puppets in one hand, because if you do, the strings will get probably tied up, and then you're just like, ah, crap, and then nothing's gonna work right. And that's basically what's happening here. They're just like puppet, 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 puppet,
Well,
and then the strings get all tied up, and they're just like, ah, crap.
Well, that's one problem, is that the White Tower doesn't have one objective. They let each Aja do their own little game.
It's because like the Merlin is like, I'm not talking about this specific like Elaida being the specific Elaida being the specific one. I'm talking about like all of them. All of them are probably just like super terrible at their jobs, because the Merlin is supposed to be over everything, but it seems more like they're still struggling.
Yeah.
They're struggling, and it's like,
well, it's
you idiot.
It's because there's so many people doing stuff that's behind their backs.
They're not. They don't have freaking. They don't have like an order set. They, like, the way that they're doing things is terrible. I mean, like they don't have a similar goal, but like they have the potential. Like you can all have the same goal, and not take away that goal from the individual Ajas. So like, if their focus was like the last battle, they'd be able to put that in with all the other Ajas, and then because all the Ajas have like something to do with it.
Right.
But they don't.
Yeah, it's kind of
they're not seeing, they want to, the way they talk is they don't let you see the full picture, and then by the time you see the full picture, it's been burnt.
Yeah.
Because
it's like there's one White Tower, but they have like 7 objectives depending on your Aja. Depends on like each one is playing their own little game.
And they don't work together very well.
And they're very, like, even though they got their 3 oaths, they are very willing to bend those oaths to the ultimate.
In other words, they can't lie, but but not saying the entire truth is technically not lying. So
right. So
it's useless. They're just like, these 3 oaths will help us like be accepted. Yeah.
So that plays a role in like when Rand meets Alana and Viren, and Alana tries to trick him. Said, "Here, I'll heal you."
She was like, don't, like, she was coming over, and Rand was like, no, and she was like, don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. And so he was just like, alright, I guess maybe she's trying to do something. And so she did it, and then next thing he knows,
she's trying to make him her warder.
Yeah, and which backfires a little bit, because
backfires a little bit.
Really okay, quite a bit. But Rand's like, nah, I'm gonna take this crap, and shields them both, and it's like,
yep. And she finds out, and then we find out that
when she tried to,
he can't be bound,
compelled. Yeah, he can't be compelled to do things, because it's like, Alana describes it like this: compelling him is like trying to uproot an oak with your bare hands.
Yes. So
I mean, that's just Rand in general, but still.
Like, so the only advantage she really got from that is that she knows where Rand is all the time, and how he's feeling. Okay,
so like talking about this, so I'm just gonna say something real quick. This is at the end, when Rand gets kidnapped, and I'm like, he's getting tortured, and I'm just reading this, and then after like reading it for a bit, and I've something that pops in my head, and I'm like, oh wait, Alana was like that, didn't she do that before? And I was like, oh, rip.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Alana.
Huh?
Rest in peace, Alana. She feels everything he feels.
Yeah, she can feel.
So when he's being tortured, ouch.
Yeah, well, they got ways to block it out. What's funny is that they have like all this respect, or this, not respect, but all this.
They don't have any respect.
Well, they got all this
the respect they have is
prestige and stuff, and they basically, in this book, they basically ruin it. As example, Alana tries to bond Rand, so he loses and then
A little bit of faith in
in that, and then Elida sends all those Aes Sedai out there to kidnap him.
He
and
loses
then
complete faith in
and
Aes
then
Sedai.
this bows poorly because at the beginning when we first meet Aiel, they got all this respect and they kind of worshipped Aes Sedai.
And
now
they're like,
seeing all this what the Aes Sedai really are, and they're
just
like blowing all of their credibility.
They're just like,
yeah.
we don't know what to
Right.
say.
We're like, you guys aren't better than us. You guys are actually
Worse.
Yeah.
How did you guys? How did this happen?
Right.
It's just like we should have gotten out more.
Yeah. Yep. And then, so I guess this video will be about the Aes Sedai, and then we'll talk about somebody else.
So like Aes Sedai, they
get their comeuppance in the next few books.
They are falling apart
Right.
so bad.
You actually get to the point where you feel a little sorry for some of the Aes Sedai
It's just like
in the future books.
it's like you
Especially-
poor soul.
Especially the ones who are under the thumb of the wise ones. They get treated pretty poorly.
I mean,
Which you'll find out eventually.
a little bit of ego shattering wouldn't be too bad for them.
Yeah.
But
They do need to be humbleized.
They need to be. They need humility.
Yep.
But that's something they don't have. They think they're above human. And it's just like,
Yep.
like,
I think they're above everybody else.
or like when they get really mad at Rand for Rand not showing the respect they deserve, and it's like, well, he's showing you the respect you deserve. You deserve no respect.
Yeah. It's like
You don't deserve respect. You
Yeah.
deserve to be shattered and humbled.
Humbled.
You need to be humbled.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, it's gonna be your downfall.
Well, it's basically their downfall.
It
Like they're supposed to be these very educated, smart women, and you realize that
They're kind of stupid.
a lot of them are dumb and do stupid things.
Quite a bit.
Yep.
Like it's like, I feel like the only ones that I would probably like might be like the white or the grays because
Cool.
they. Either that or the Browns. The Browns are probably one of my favorites because they don't seem like every Brown I've really seen aren't really like egotistical. They're just like they definitely have a little bit of it, but they're also like they're always wanting to learn. Like they're ready to admit that they're wrong if proven wrong, and then they want to learn it. And that's why I like them. It's just like they're not gonna fight you. They're not gonna strangle you if you tell them they're wrong. They're gonna be like, okay, why am I wrong? And if you prove them correctly, they're like, oh, okay, and then they'll be fine with it.
Yep.
That's why I like them because they're
the ones who are open to learn things.
Yeah, they're more open to learning, and it's like probably the white as well because they like logic a lot. So if you're able to logically prove them incorrect, they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but they're all logic, but sometimes depending on the white, their logic can be flawed.
Yeah, their logic can be a little flawed, but like most whites, I guess, have whites who have down to earth logic. Are probably pretty easy to deal with because they're not so
right.
Yeah, they're not gonna they're not really that mystifying either. They're just like they'll literally come out and tell you why you have to do something because it's like if you ask them to, they will. They'll break down the logic for you.
All right, so I think that's enough about the Aes Sedai in book 6.
Yeah.
We'll start our other videos. We'll start breaking down each character's path. Probably just the main characters because it really expands on this one.
Of characters.
Yes. So the ones that we like, I guess. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time. Bye.
Adios.